You are not your thoughts. I'm going to say that again. You are not your thoughts. This is a really powerful and really meaningful expression that if you are going on whatever journey, actually, it doesn't matter if you have mental health, self-improvement, right? You could be starting a business, you could be learning a new instrument, you could be teaching, you could be starting a new job, right? This applies to absolutely everyone in any aspect of life. You are not your thoughts. What does that mean? We as humans are storytellers. Okay, we tell stories about ourselves and we tell stories about the world. It's how we make sense of everything. We have our conscience, and we don't have a conscience, we do have a conscience. So we are consciously aware, we are self-aware, and in all honesty, the world is chaotic, okay? We have created a system where we have neatly put things together and we categorize them so that we can make sense of the world so that we don't go insane. And we do the same thing to the world as we do to ourselves. We categorize ourselves, we label ourselves, and we tell stories about ourselves so that we can create an identity and we can navigate the world through this identity. So it's controlled, it's organized, and it's not chaotic. Now, what that is, it is a story, okay? It's a concept, it's a belief that we have about ourselves. But that belief can change. This concept about ourselves can change. It is a story after all, and this story is our life that is being written every single day. So the next question is, how do we tell stories about ourselves? So our identity, our kind of belief is, the majority of it is really kind of hidden deep down in our subconscious. Our subconscious holds our belief, okay, so that we can act on it instinctively rather than having a stimulus come at us and we're like, oh my God, who am I? How do I think to this? How do I respond to this? And we get stressed and get chaotic, okay? Our identity is held within our subconscious so that we can just act to things. So when we're faced with the stimulus goes through the brain and the brain processes it in two different elements. The first element is emotional and the second element is rational. And it processes the emotion first, okay? And this is due to evolutionary reasons. We need to know if something is dangerous to us so that we can react. And this is why we process things emotionally first. Is this something that's scary to me? Do I need to be afraid? So what happens is the stimulus goes to the brain, it goes to the emotional, and the subconscious, the brain will send that stimulus to the subconscious to say, hey, we've got this stimulus. Is there anything in our past that is similar to what's happening right now? And if so, how did we feel and how did we act? And the subconscious will go, oh, okay, yes, we did this thing. This is how we felt. We felt scared, we felt small, we felt weak, powerless, and we didn't do anything about it. We just kind of kept to ourselves and we just held it in internally. You know, like something if you're at a coffee store and someone pushes in front of you, right? And you want to speak up, but you're afraid of conflict. So you don't do anything. You just kind of hold that like, I should speak up, but I can't because I'm too scared of conflict. And that will be then sent back to the conscious mind and say, hey, yeah, this is how we felt. This is what we did. That's the story. That's the belief. And so in that moment, we will remember what we did and we will say, I'm scared. I'm weak. I'm powerless. I don't act in conflict. Well, towards conflict. And because of that memory, because of that story about that memory, it will affect our current present day situation. And we will repeat what we most likely did in that past experience. And we will tell that story, I am whatever it was, okay? And the repeating of that emotion and action that we have done in the past is what creates the self-belief. It's what creates the identity. However, this is where the phrase, I am not my thoughts, come in. So when you have that reflection, reflection back onto what maybe you thought or felt, that's going to come into your brain and it's going to tell you, I am weak, I am cowardly, okay? This is where you need to remember, I am not my thoughts. Who you are in the present day moment is not the same as the version of you that was yesterday, 10 years past, 5 years past, 2 weeks past, okay? Every day you are essentially kind of a new you, okay? New energy levels, new learning, understandings, new motivations, okay? Every day essentially we are kind of a new version of ourselves, just ever so slightly different. So when we have those thoughts come up, when we have those stories come up that tell us, I am something negative, it's very important to remember that these are just thoughts. They are thoughts or experiences or memories of past actions. That does not mean you are that person today. And you need to raise your awareness to be able to spot when these thoughts are coming into play. And we do this, we raise the awareness by mindfulness meditation or by journaling. I prefer doing a mix of the both to raise our metacognition. That's the goal, is to raise our metacognition, to be able to watch ourselves and to perceive ourselves in the current moment. And when you can perceive and spot yourself in the current moment, you then gain the ability to not interact with your thoughts, not to say, I am a horrible person. That means I am now, currently in this moment, a horrible person. When we raise our metacognition, that thought will come in, I am a horrible person. But we can separate ourselves from that thought. We can see the thought come in, we can think the thought, but we can say, this is a thought, this is not me in this current moment. We can just watch the thought come in, I am a horrible person, but we don't attach to it. We detach from it. I mean, that thought kind of sits there and then it goes. We let it go. It's a very difficult thing to do. I'm not saying that this is easy, but it comes through practice, through metacognition, through meditation and journaling. And it's a skill that does take time to practice and to kind of really master and hone. But it is what you need to do in order to detach from your thoughts so that you can embody, I am not my thoughts. Now, obviously, we want to be doing this kind of with more just the negative thoughts, you know. We don't want to have a thought come in and say, I'm a really happy, cheerful person who engages in life in a really confident and charismatic way. And for us to then go, no, I'm going to detach from that. Don't want that, let that go, okay? We obviously want to identify and attach to the positive things about ourselves, the things that we do want to embody and that we do want to identify with, whether that's confidence, leadership, charisma, anything that you might think that you find attractive and you want other people to think about you. It's these negative thoughts, the ones that are bringing us down, the ones that we don't have space for in our present day life. So I'll say this again. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are a story about your identity. And you can make conscious, present day choices that deviate from the story and put you on a path, on a direction to a new identity, a new self-belief, one that fits how you want to feel, how you want to behave. It's a difficult road. It's a difficult task to be able to do. But in order to accomplish making those conscious present day choices to put us on a better path, we need to raise our metacognition through meditation and journaling. Now, we'll look to do some videos in the future on really how to meditate and how to journal, because these are, again, quite difficult things to do if you have a kind of surface level understanding of it, but they're very fun things to engage with, to gain an understanding, gain a kind of sense of this is what it is, and to play around with it and to experiment, to find how you want to interact with it so that you can get the most out of it. You are not your thoughts. Have a good day. Mwah.